Hey everybody, Mike here with a new series called Movie Mysteries. For those of you who have seen episodes of Making Sense of Transformers, this is going to be pretty similar, coming up with theories and explanations for a bunch of different films. By now, I'm sure everyone who cares to see Avengers Endgame has already seen it, so you'll obviously remember a very surprising scene during the final battle where Captain America saves Thor by wielding his hammer.
Mjornir!
The question is, could he always do that? He attempted to do so during the party in Age of Ultron, and it looked like he barely made it budge. Was he just trying to be modest, or trying to not upstage Thor? Well, there's two common schools of thought on this situation. The first is that yes, Steve Rogers could always wield Thor's hammer. The second is that he was close to being able to, but couldn't quite do it yet since he was keeping a dark secret from Tony, which of course is the fact that Bucky killed his parents. Let's go ahead and analyze the second option first. Captain America had found out how Howard and Maria Stark actually died, but decided to withhold that information from Tony.
Did you know? Yes.
He later realized that it was not due to trying to spare Tony from the truth, he was trying to spare himself. Now, could this secret have kept him from being worthy? It's definitely possible. However, you also have to consider that the hammer isn't deciding if a person is perfect, it's deciding if people are worthy. Thor is a good guy, but he's not perfect. Same goes for Vision as well. Everyone, of course, makes mistakes, so even though Steve might have made a mistake in not telling Tony the truth, it wasn't out of ill will. So I don't think it had any bearing on whether or not he could wield the hammer. Also, as a side note, while we're on the topic of Vision, I think it could be debatable if Vision was actually worthy at all.
Who's this purple weirdo?
Vision!
Surprised you actually knew who that was.
At the end of Age of Ultron, Tony and Steve have their fun debate about how an elevator is not worthy if it carries the hammer up and down.
But if you put the hammer in an elevator, it would still go up. Elevator's not worthy.
When Vision swings the hammer around against Ultron, he never actually uses the power of Thor. He doesn't strike Ultron with lightning, he just swings the hammer. Vision was created by Tony and Bruce, he wasn't born, so you could bring up the question of whether or not Vision even has a soul. By the time Infinity War comes around, it seems like he does, but it's just something to think about. Okay, now let's get back on track with our second option of the Captain America theory that Steve could always wield the hammer. During the Age of Ultron party scene, no one comes close to picking it up. Clint can't move it, Tony and Rhodey use their armor to no avail, and Bruce just tries to make a joke about turning into the Hulk. Then we have Captain America step up to the plate. He seems to take the opportunity a bit more seriously than the others, and would you look at that, it slightly moves. At that moment, Thor gets visibly concerned. When Steve tries one more time, his body language suggests that he's not really trying anymore, almost as if he senses his ability to do it, but he's choosing not to. Flash forward 9 years later to when Steve actually does wield the hammer, and Thor comments, "I knew it," meaning that he knew Steve could have lifted it at the party. Now, when Age of Ultron was first released in 2014, director Joss Whedon vaguely responded to this question with, "Is he not? Are we sure? Did he fail or did he stop?" adding fuel to the fire that Cap might have just decided to not lift it. And if you're still not quite convinced, Marvel's Kevin Feige actually did comment on this topic as well after the release of Avengers Endgame, and said, "We think he was always worthy, and was being polite in Age of Ultron." So there you have it, Steve Rogers could always lift the hammer, and just decided to hold off on doing so until absolutely necessary during the final battle against Thanos and his army. I hope you all enjoyed this first edition of Movie Mysteries. If you would like to see more videos like this one, check out the link to the Making Sense of Transformers playlist in the description. And guess what? I finally have some merch available for purchase, so if you'd like to support me that way, check out my Teespring store in the description as well. We've got some t-shirts and even some stickers. If you have another movie mystery you'd like to see me cover, leave a comment below, and also make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Signing out, I'm Mike. See you next time. Oh, and as a little bonus at the end here, please stop saying Groot is worthy. You do not need to be worthy to wield Stormbreaker.